So Tyson Fury, 7 times a day.
Yep, 7 times a day. I've got the best lotion in the business. It's going to be called the Tyson Fury lotion.
I thought the old expression was you were meant to sort of refrain from that before a fight.
So did I, but apparently not. Feeling good, so it was working. I'm not going to change it.
Fantastic news.
I seriously am bringing out my own lotion now.
Yeah?
It's called Tyson's Wank Lotion.
Good stuff.
And it's going to be a bestseller.
I imagine so.
Because everything I put my name to goes to #1, baby.
And there's no stiff competition out there either.
Hey!
Tonight you're going to a UFC fight. Going to watch Conor McGregor fight.
I'm going there, yeah. I'm really excited about it too.
I know that you know Conor McGregor well and stuff, but how closely do you follow the UFC itself?
I watch the fights, I check the results, but I'm not going to lie, I don't really understand how they score the points when they're on the floor and all that. Obviously, I know when a man's been busted, when his eye's hanging out, he's been knocked back out with an elbow or a big kick to the face. But I don't understand how it works in point scoring when they're on the floor rolling around. I obviously can see when a man's getting choked out or his arm's getting snapped, but I don't know how they earn points through being on the floor, you know. I don't understand that. I don't want to understand that either. I want to see him get up when they're on the floor. Get back up.
But surely if you're going to go into MMA, you're going to have to learn about that side of things.
No, I'm not going to learn about that. That for me is bullshit. All I'm about is punching him in the face, kicking him in the face, kneeing him in the face, and elbow him in the face. That's all I want to do.
Good
and
stuff.
big low kicks to the liver. Bam! Take that.
Do you do much kicking?
Yeah.
You've been working on it, especially like...
I haven't been working on my kicks of lately because I'm training for a boxing fight. But as you saw when I was training with Darren Till, I've got a very good low kick. I've got a good knee. I've got a very good elbow, and I'm a tough bastard, so I'm hard to beat. And especially if there's no fucking grabbing involved, then we'll have a proper fight. You know what I mean? Which is fair, isn't it? It's fair.
If you're going into the world, I suppose so.
You know.
Is this your first UFC live event that you'll have been to?
Yes, it is.
Good stuff.
I've been to like a Bellator match before, and I've been to like local MMA and local cage fighters and stuff. Yeah, it's always a good night out. Usually on the last show when I go, so this is usually going to be the first time that I'm not having a few beers. So I might probably get bombarded. But you know when you've had about 16 pints?
I do.
And you're just involved and you're going with a crowd screaming and going mad. It's always a good night out, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like going to boxing fights and MMA fights and all these type of fights and stuff, fight nights out and getting on the piss because you have a good night out, don't you? Simple as. I don't think there's anything better than having a night out at like a fight competition.
What is it about Conor McGregor that you like so much? I know you guys have been linked a bunch, but what is it particularly about him that sort of stands out of the rest of the MMA world to you?
There is nothing in MMA without Conor McGregor. Let's have it right. Conor McGregor is MMA, isn't it? That's it. The rest of them, I couldn't name you 3 more fighters in MMA. I just couldn't. I probably could, actually. Stipe, although I don't know his first name. Is that his first name?
That is his first name, yeah.
Stipe, I know his name. I know Daniel Cormier's name.
Yeah.
I obviously know Cowboy's name because he's on the thing, but I wouldn't know his first name. Is it Donald?
Donald Cerrone, yeah.
Donald Cerrone. And that's it, really. Who else? Darren Till. I know Darren because we've trained together.
Francis Ngannou, no? He said your name a few times.
He said my name a few times, but I wouldn't recognise him in the street or I wouldn't remember his name.
I imagine he'll actually be there tonight. And so Stipe. Stipe's in town. I saw Stipe at the weigh-ins yesterday and I asked him if he had a message for you and he said he had to think about it.
Well, let's hope he can deliver one tomorrow night then, innit?
With the MMA talk, I know you've got 3 more fights on your boxing contract right now.
That's right.
I know that you've done the wrestling and stuff. Is the MMA talk genuine? Like, is that something you really want to pursue? And if so, like Dana White's been telling me, like, oh, why would he want to do it? Why would you want to?
When you say MMA, what is it we're talking about here?
Like into the UFC.
What, you want me to go into a UFC and go to the floor and all that?
I would enjoy watching it, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
No, that's not what I'm interested in. And if anyone thinks that, then they've got wires crossed.
Right.
Like Conor McGregor coming to boxing, fighting Mayweather, talk about Pacquiao now and whoever else. That's a crossover fight, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm willing to go and do something a little bit different. I want to go and do in a cage with small gloves on, but with just punches.
How different would
I think it makes a lot of difference
with the small gloves?
with the small gloves and the different
No
arena.
ropes, yeah.
Yeah, no ropes to come off of. Cage is different to a ring. I think it's a crossover fight, and I think a lot of people would want to watch that.
Would you be the guy
Whoever their heavyweight champion is at the time,
Yeah.
that's who I would fight.
Because Dana, I actually spoke to Dana, and he said, he wouldn't know what to do with you if he wants to put you against someone who matches up with you stylistically, or if he'd just put you in with a champion and just go for it, you know. So you would rather just face the champion right from the off.
Yeah,
Right.
because it's a stand-up fight with the small gloves on.
Mm-hmm.
But as for getting tucked to the floor and wrestling and all that, it's not what I'm into at all.
Fair enough.
Unless it's WWE.
Which you are going to go back to, right?
Hopefully, one day.
WrestleMania this year?
Hopefully.
Cool.
It all goes down to this fight. Beat Wilder,
Yeah.
I'll go to WrestleMania.
Good stuff. Do you know much about Cowboy Cerrone?
I know that Darren Till smashed him.
He did, yeah. Well.
That's all I know about him. I know he wears a big cowboy hat.
So would you be picking Conor McGregor in this fight tonight?
I'll pick Conor McGregor to knock him out for sure.
When you look at Conor McGregor and you mentioned the boxing thing, how do you rate his stand-up skills? Like,
I think he's good southpaw. I think he's got good striking skills, good punches. I know he goes to Crumlin Boxing Club in Dublin.
he does.
So they got good coaches there and
Phil
all
Sutcliffe, yeah.
that. Phil Sutcliffe Jr., he was a good boxer as well. So yeah, he's been around boxing and fighting all his life. So yeah, he's a good boxer. I would like to see that Pacquiao McGregor fight, to be fair.
And a Floyd rematch? Do you think when Conor talks about the adjustments, do you think that could be a different fight?
I think it's a great fight for everyone's bank balance. I think it's a great fight for Vegas. It brings money to Las Vegas, to hotels, bars, restaurants, casinos. It gives people work. It gives people opportunity to go to work. Give people opportunity to come to Vegas for a holiday. What's not to like?
Fair play.
You know, this is entertainment, right? To a certain level, it's about winning, losing, draw, and all that. Everyone wants to win. But after a certain level, it's about entertaining on the biggest level. And that's what it is. That's what these fights are. So if he fought Pacquiao or Mayweather again, that's massive entertainment. Pay-per-view numbers don't lie, do they? 4.6 million pay-per-views or 4.4 million pay-per-views. The second biggest pay-per-view event in history versus Conor McGregor and Mayweather. So proof's in the pudding. People want to watch it.
At the press conference with Deontay Wilder, you said you're changing your style to come and knock him out in second round. Looking at the first fight, obviously you got dropped a couple of times, but realistically you had a crazy success. Even my Wi-Fi is Fury 1. So I think people wondering, why would you change your style? The first time it worked so well for you, now you've lost more weight. Why wouldn't you just keep that?
Because it didn't work so well, did it? Because I got a draw. So.
But that might not be because of your style. That might be because of extracurricular issues.
Yeah, I know, understand that, but I see a draw as a failure. And I don't want to fail again.
Do you think you can knock him out?
Yeah.
Do you look at his first fight with Ruiz Ortiz where he got sort of wobbled? Do you think that's...
No, I don't look at any fights because every fight is different on the night to what they were before.
Do you think he's in a different headspace than he was in the first fight? He seemed to come out of the press conference a bit more aggressive verbally. I mean, the first time he would do these big monologues and sort of talk, but this time he sort of had a few more sort of barbs. Do you think he's in a different space?
It doesn't really matter whether he's in a different space or not. He'll be in space when I land a big right hand on his chin in the rematch. Definitely be in space then.
When you talk about the Klitschko fight, I read your book as well. It was this dream that you chased and chased and chased, and then when you got there, the mental issues have been discussed. I don't want to force you to keep talking about them. You sort of reached a point where you're like, oh, what do I do now? Is there a risk that when you beat Wilder, you get that WBC title, you could hit the same thing, or do you have a future past that you're like, no? So I beat him, then I go to Joshua, for example, and you have a future path in mind already.
So I got 3 more fights left on this contract. Wilder, Joshua, and whoever else the third one will be. I don't know.
Dillian White?
Whether it's White, whoever it may be, it's not really a concern.
Are you done with boxing at that point?
That will be my fight contract done.
Right. So is that... But you're still opening to boxing past that?
We'll find out. We'll see what's on offer, see if it's worth it, and see if there's any more for me to do, and we'll see. But, after these few fights and that, I don't think there's much more for me to prove in my life, or much more for me to do, actually. So, yeah, I might have a 5-year out the ring and come back at 36 or something. Start again.
The Joshua fight is one that's been talked about for years, and I think it's fantastic because he's got an image, you've got an image, and both British. Would you like that to take place in England, or does it have to take place in Vegas, do you think?
I'd like it to take place in Las Vegas.
Fight capital of the world.
Yep.
Do you look at Joshua and compare him to Wilder? Wilder's probably more dangerous, but do you think Joshua's the more technically complete fighter
No.
of the two?
I think Wilder would knock Joshua out in 2 rounds. And that's not being critical of Joshua, but I think he's tailor-made for Deontay Wilder.
Just sort of stands straight on with him.
A big heavy lump marching forward.
Do you think Joshua's last performance against Ruiz might have sort of silenced a bit of doubters that he can sort of stick and move, though, you know?
Not really. I don't think it was a great performance, to be fair. He stuck to move, but every time he planted his feet for 1 second, he was like Bambi on ice. And that was Ruiz coming in at 21 stone, whatever he was. Fat as a pig.
As someone who's...
Them few million quid that he got, that $7 million really did go to his belly.
Well, I was going to ask you, you know, as someone who's fluctuated in weight yourself, are you surprised that when he got the big payday, he just sort of went off the rails, or do you understand it?
No, I just think that, you know, when you've never had any money before in your life, and all of a sudden you get $7-8 million, you may as well have won the Euro Millions. You may as well be a billionaire.
Right.
So you go and do all the things that you didn't do before, and people say it's hard to go back to the gym and hard to want to sweat your guts out in an old stinky old boxing gym when you got 7 million quid and you're driving Rolls Royces and you're living the dream, eating sushi off a naked woman and all that. So yeah, it is hard, and I understand totally where he come from, because, you know, if he got 7-8 million for the first fight and 15 million for the rematch, you know, he don't care, does he? You know, I remember watching an interview with Ruiz, and he was saying he was struggling to put nappies on his children's asses. And that's a tough place to be in. Then all of a sudden, to be driving Rolls Royces and eating and going everywhere and doing everything you ever dreamed of, that's a success story. A very big success. And I have to congratulate him, because not many men can change the stars. And through boxing and through sport, you can. And it's been proved there. So fair play to him. He's got what he's got out of the system, out of the boxing, and that's it. Fair play. He's earned every penny. And I do think he'll come back stronger, because now he's got money. He's got probably more money than he can spend at the moment. He should concentrate now on getting back into training and putting all that partying behind him and moving forward and having some more good fights, because I believe he's a good little fighter, and I believe he can give anybody in division a tough fight.
To wrap up, we'll go back to the UFC. What do you think the UFC does better than boxing, and what do you think boxing does better than the UFC in terms of businesses and promotion?
I'm not sure. I've never really thought about it, to be fair. What does the UFC do better than boxing? I don't know. And what does boxing do better than the UFC? I really don't know. On high level, does it really matter?
Probably not.
On a low level, it matters, doesn't it? It really matters when you're coming up. Yeah, when you're boxing for nothing hardly and fighting cage fights for £200-300, whatever. I've got mates who do MMA and they get 50 quid. Mm-hmm. So that's tough, innit? And I've got mates who do boxing and have to pay for their own opponents. They don't get paid. They have to give an opponent £1,000. So it is tough at the beginning. But with perseverance, and when you get to a certain level, it doesn't really matter then, because you're doing it yourself, you've got your own money to do things, and you can do it however you want to do it. But until that moment, there needs to be some structure. I know that boxing now has got great management companies like MTK Global. They're doing a fantastic job in MMA and boxing. There's many more other companies like that. I don't know if there's many more in MMA.
There's a few.
I don't know if there's like companies that are taking young fighters and progressing them slowly and matching right and all that. But I think it's very important, because no matter how talented you are, if you're on the way up and you've got no money, you will risk everything for a few quid. Maybe you're not ready, but you're going to get 20 grand and you've only ever earned 200 quid before. What are you going to do? You're going to jump in and take it, aren't you? Mm-hmm. I remember I was having my 12th professional fight, 13th fight in about 2010. And there was a slot come on a pay-per-view card. It was when Amir Khan fought Paul McCloskey. Mm-hmm. And they needed a chief support, because they needed a bigger fight for the MEN arena. And they offered me the Hasim Rahman fight. And up to then, my biggest payday was like 9 grand. And they offered me Hasim Rahman for $500,000. I was like, fuck me, yes, please, I'll have it. I only had about 11 fights, but I was willing to jump in with Rackman. At the time, he was still good, but thank God he shit himself and he didn't want no part of the Gypsy King. He said he wouldn't box. He said he wouldn't box for $1 million, but he ended up doing the best thing anyway because he went on and got another world title shot and boxed Alexander Povetkin instead, who was a world champion at the time. So it was what it was, but it shows you the risk you'll take for a few quid when you haven't got it. But when you've earned a few quid, when you've done well in your career, you don't need to take them big risks anymore. You can do it when you're ready, not when someone else wants you to do it.
Tyson Fury, have fun at the fights. Sorry you can't get on the gargle and enjoy it the way you used to.
No problem.
Cheers.
All the best.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.